Hey friends, so we will look at medallion architecture. So this is an important topic nowadays. Any architecture you work on, you should know medallion architecture, especially if you are in the field of DW, that is data warehouse, event house, lake house. See, medallion architecture, it is also called multi-hop because in order for the data to be consumed, we have to make multiple hops. When we mean hops, that can also mean that at each hop you are doing some data transformation, and it can support diverse data types and also very large data volumes. So this architecture, like we told, good for lake house and event house, where you are processing structured, unstructured, semi-structured data sets. Okay, so when you are doing multi-hop architectural pattern, you can implement this in data warehouse also. It is less common. Primarily, we should work around lake house, event house kind of solution. It is uncommon for data warehouse, but you can still use it. Uh, okay. Now take the example of departmental data marts. Here, most of your data is structured and data volumes are moderate. It is not extremely high, moderate data volume or small data volume. So this is a great example of data warehouse where you store structured data, and you can use SQL databases to store the data, because what will you do with that data? You will have a database, a SQL database. You will analyze the data. Okay, so you can use it for this purpose. You can analyze the data. Now, if your volumes are larger, also it can still work. Now, take another example of real-time intelligence. You have real-time scenarios. So in that case, data warehouse is not apt. You should use event house. We call it event house. This is apt. So if your data volume is small and structured, you use SQL database. It is a viable choice even for real-time analytics, because it supports low latency queries. You can keep firing low latency queries. But if your need is a high, lot of near real-time intelligence scenarios, then you can build a lake house. This is your lake house, and you can have multiple different data formats and storage. You can have object storage and etc. So in this case, you can process diverse data. So latency is good, low latency and query concurrency. This may be a concern in certain scenarios. So because you are supporting large scale ingestion, so processing of diverse data is a concern in Lakehouse. Diverse data, it can be semi-structured, structured, and so on. The third type of requirement is where you have ad hoc analysis for observational data. So event houses are suitable for this purpose also, because you can get real-time data processing and low latency queries can be fired on it. But in this case, for self-service, we use KQL. So SQL databases, data warehouse, you can analyze observational data, but you can use KQL also, push to query language. This is an important concept, KQL. This we use a lot with Azure, primarily with the logs that we create for security purposes, like PIMS and SIMS. So when we build this kind of solution, we use KQL a lot. It is very fast. The third scenario is you are dealing with unstructured data. So unstructured data, it should always go to lakehouse. Simple. Lake house, LH. Why not event house? Because it is not suitable for processing of data in binary file formats. See, lake house, you can store data in any data format. So structured, semi-structured, unstructured will help. And Scalability, unlimited scale data, very large data, extremely large data, no worries. You can store all of these in Lakehouse. Very large data, you can store it in Lakehouse. This is the place. Very large data you should not store in data warehouse, but you can store in Lakehouse. Okay, so we looked at Medallion architecture in this part, in this video. Please subscribe. This channel helps you with all cloud certifications and recent technology. What are the latest concepts that you should know? What is going on in the IT world and so on. So see you in the next video.